Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. So this is one in this series of mini R1T videos I've put together for you, and I intend to do lots more, so make sure you click like and subscribe to catch some of that content. These, what you see here, are 4 out of the 5 or maybe more R1T keys you can have. So the Rivian and the R1T and the R1S will be exactly the same from what I understand, and you'll have an option of a bunch of keys. So these are your card keys, and I'll start with these for a reason. So these will go in your wallet. You'll get one, your significant other, maybe someone else that lives with you gets the other one, puts it in their wallet, and probably forgets it. You'll probably not use this very often, but the way you use it is you walk up to the truck, you put the Rivian logo against the door handle like this, and it will open. You want to do it in this part of the door handle. It will not work on the other part. Grab and pull, and now we're in the truck and we're ready to go. However, if I try to put it in reverse, it says, oh, I have to unplug the charger, of course. So let's go ahead and unplug the charger. Get in. I've actually turned Bluetooth off on my phone to make sure that we don't interfere with. So it looks like it's just letting me drive off with the truck, which is a little surprising. So that's one thing. You wouldn't expect the truck to be able to drive until I place this over here. See, now you heard that. That's when it should have been ready to go. I'm not really sure why it allowed me to get out just then. So that could be a bug, or it could be because of a number of other things that have happened in the past couple minutes that I walked into this truck. So not really sure what the deal is, but let's try one thing. Let's go ahead and lock it. I'm going to go ahead and take these other keys and put them away. I'll put them in my golf cart here. It's my new golf cart, by the way. So now they're definitely not inside the truck. They're over here. I'm hearing I think that's the air compressor, which adjusts the height. So we're just gonna, there we go. Close the rear. So now the truck is nice and locked. It is not plugged in, and this is like a fresh start. We're just walking up to the truck. Open it up, get inside. Let's see if it lets us drive. Yeah, it says ready, so we can technically drive out of here. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So I don't know when it would ask you to present the key, but if it does ask you to present the key, you just bring it here, bling, and now you presented the key. Wasn't really preventing me from driving the truck away, so I don't really know when it will do that. One thing that's interesting is it actually thinks that the tailgate is open. So let's go figure that out. Aha, yeah, it was open. I just had to press it in just a little bit more. I don't like smashing the components. So yeah, that light is now gone. All right, so doing that, and now we're gonna go ahead and lock the truck, same way. Okay, let's go grab some of these other keys and show you how they're gonna work. I did a separate video on the finer points around this wristband key, so you can watch that one separately. But the wristband key works exactly like these do. It has basically the same chip built in. You walk up, you place it right there, opens up. It may take some time, but, and then you close it. All right. Now we come to my favorite looking key, but disappointingly featureless key. So this is the key fob. Let's see if we can focus on it. There we go. So it only has 4 buttons, and it really only has the 4 functions that I know of. It is not does not have any sort of proximity feature built into it, which really sucks. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But it does have this really cool carabiner with a very nice and strong spring inside that you can use to store your other key rings and whatnot. So let's go ahead and figure this out. It does tell you that you have to double tap for the front storage and the the tailgate in the back, and then you got the lock and unlock. So we're going to go ahead and unlock. Okay, so that works as you would expect. Let's go ahead and drop the tailgate. So I'm going to double tap. That happens just as you would expect. And we're going to double tap the front. And that opens just as you would expect. Now let's see if it closes too. Yep. So that is super nice. Works really well. But obviously the lift gate or the tailgate, you have to do that by hand. There's no motorized way of pulling that up. Now this is, you can smash it a little bit, I think. And that's that. However, let's say the truck was locked. There's no proximity built into this at all. So if you walk up with this in your pocket, let's say, and you think that you're going to open this door in some way, you're not. See, it does not do anything for you whatsoever. Yeah. That's the disappointing part. It also, and this is something they could do with a software release, I'm sure. It also does not, to my knowledge, pull down your windows or pull them up if they're down already. So let's try that. Typically you would unlock, in other vehicles anyway, and you do maybe hold the unlock button. And I'm doing that right now. I've been holding it now for about 3-4 seconds, nothing. And let's double tap it just to make sure. That just unlocked all the doors again. Yeah, it's just attempting to unlock all the doors again, but it's not really doing anything. And then if your windows were down, I've also tried the lock button holding that, and that doesn't go up either. You cannot open the gear tunnels with your key fob. You have to do that by pressing the button here like so, and then you can close it. All right, so that is all the keys except for the infinite number of additional ones. So you can use other Bluetooth devices like phones, or I'm sure iPads and things like that, as a key as well. And there's quite a few things to get into there, including the whole passive function around the phone, which I'm not going to cover in this video, but just know that you can set your phone up as a key. It is using Bluetooth to do that. So there's a Bluetooth profile. There's actually several Bluetooth profiles connected to your car. And as you approach, and it senses you approaching with that Bluetooth profile, it will unlock the door for you and turn everything on for you if you have that feature turned on, which you can do through your display over here. You can essentially go to your settings and go to vehicle and say proximity auto lock and unlock. You can turn that on, and then there's an auto relock feature if you unlock the car but don't open the doors after a period of time, it will just go ahead and lock the car for you again. I've turned both of those off, and I'll do a separate video on why I've done that, because it's really not a good fleshed out feature just yet. Hopefully they will work on that and get it right. You can disable the power hood operation. I don't imagine why anybody would ever do that unless you live in a place where you maybe park the front of the car in an area where if it came up all the way, it would hit something. So that is a really good feature that's there, but I'm never going to use that, hopefully. I won't need it. Courtesy lighting and that sort of thing. I'll do a whole other video on like the gear guard and the alarm and whatnot, but really want to focus on just keys today. So Yeah, overall, a bit disappointing given how many keys options there are for this truck. And honestly, I feel like this is more key options that I've ever seen in any vehicle ever. Given how many key options there are, it's sad that there's no hard passive key and there's no touch capacitive surface. So that you can't just walk up with your key and let the car know you're here, and that's when it opens. It's either with the phone or nothing. And believe me when I tell you that is not a desired thing, and I will do a complete separate other video on why I feel that way after just a few days of ownership, and I think you will agree. So if you have any questions regarding any of these keys, please leave a comment in below. One thing I will say about this, I was hoping I could maybe use this as like a permanent option, just to have this with me. It's not a very well made bracelet. It's not too bad. I could totally see it getting loose and falling off, and my wrists are not like huge or anything, and I think I'm using like the last notch on this wristband, so it was meant for a very small wrist. There is room more for maybe poking a couple extra holes in there, but man, it's so nice. I would feel horrible doing that, and I don't need to because it does fit me. But just to let you know, and again, it's not really proximity, so it is a little inconvenient because when you get up here, you do have to place it absolutely perfectly right there for it to work. You can't so you do have to kind of bring your wrist like right there. And I would be wearing it on my left wrist because that's where it's easy for me to get it off and on. My left hand is not very dexterous in removing bracelets. And if I do that, it's like running into my watch. And anyway, so little first world problems with the Rivian. But this is what you get with your keys. So hopefully that's all good and enough for y'all. Let me know if you got questions. Click like and subscribe because I'm doing a bunch of these and I'm going to do them in a series. So you don't want to miss those. See you soon.